Hello everyone, Mark here, Mark's Max Muscle, and this is Hadi Choopan 2019. It was his Olympia debut. He placed third. And on the other side of the token, we have Big Ramy, 2021 Mr. Olympia. He placed first, of course, and Hadi placed third at this event, at the 2021 show. A lot of people claim that Hadi should have won. He was robbed, he was ripped off, and the argument to that is, of course, take a look, guys. It's Hadi Choopan's delt, and I'm no expert, and it was definitely more noticeable that you could see something jimmy-rigged in that left delt. And anyway, guys, I don't want to run Hadi Choopan's name through the dirt, anything like that. And furthermore, I don't want to get sued. But as you can clearly see, his delt looked fine. It looked fantastic. Actually, it looked a whole lot bigger in 2019. So the question I have for you guys, if Hadi Choopan brought this type of condition, this type of size, shape to the 2021 show, would he have defeated Big Ramy? I think he would have stood a whole lot better of a chance, considering that I do firmly believe that 2019 was Hadi's best condition. He didn't have that vacuum pose. You can clearly see that. Actually, Ramy, at his size, what is this, the biggest vacuum of all time? But anyway, you look at the size of Hadi Choopan compared to 2020, and in particular 2021, he stands a whole lot better of a chance of defeating Big Ramy. Here is the finals for each of these events, and I'm sure most of you guys will agree, Hadi looks more streamlined. He looks better overall for the finals. I mean, my soul. Ramy, what can you say? He's so gosh darn big that he's going to be difficult to defeat. Personally, I would give a slight edge to Hadi Choopan because I just think his proportions are better for the size. Keep in mind, it's a smaller man. Biceps seem to be, I don't want to say they're bigger, but for the smaller frame, they seem to be bigger. And the legs as well, drier. But still, like I said, guys, it's got to be a knockout. It's got to be a knockout shot to defeat the Olympia champion. And that's not what this is. Front lat spread. Structurally speaking, Big Ramy will always defeat Hadi Choopan in this front lat spread. But look at the muscle Hadi was carrying in 2019. This is not reminiscent at all to 2020 or 2021 for Hadi. Wheels in particular. And that is an aspect where Big Ramy does dwarf the rest of the guys, but 2020 or 2019 rather, Hadi had some mounty bumps for wheels, for sure. Here is the finals. Behold, Hadi Choopan had the best front lat spread in all of the 2019s, all of the Olympians. It's top 10 in bodybuilding history, guys. He dried out his midsection, must have taken a couple of dumps. You know what I'm saying, guys. He looks much better. The abs look much more separated, and he has that little added size from that he has over 2020 and 2021. So, guys, I hate to say it, but I think Hadi Choopan would have beat Big Ramy. But that's two poses. Side shots would have us believe that Big Ramy would dwarf Hadi. Hadi still has that thin skin conditioning, though. Upper body, he is a little bit better conditioned than Ramy, I would have to say. But those wheels, they are elephant legs for Big Ramy. Elssbiay. Is that how you say it? Elssbiay. Anyway, that's my attempt. Here's the finals, and you'll notice the heights are a little bit tricky between these two dudes. Ramy is standing up taller, but not, completely straight-legged. He did stand up taller for the finals. And Hadi, he's pretty much completely straight-legged. You can see his far leg. So, it is hard to size these two dudes. But I'm not, hating on Ramy. I'm not hating on Ramy. I just kind of saying that Hadi, heading into the side tricep, may have an edge. Ramy, of course, you got to think too. He is the champion, the incumbent, so you got to knock the champion out. There are aspects that I do like Hadi better in this. Thin skin, abs, things of that nature. But it's definitely anything but a knockout shot. Ramy winning in the wheels, winning in the chest department, and likely in the arm as well, but I don't know. Keep in mind, Hadi's half the size, so size-wise, his arm could be winning. Now here's the finals for Hadi, but not for Ramy. Didn't hit the side tricep, apparently. Hadi looks twice as good, guys, here for the finals. Look at the midsection. My word, my word. My kingdom for a nose. Let's turn these champions around and make a champion choice. A very champion choice. My choice would be Hadi Choopan. Not even close. The only thing Big Ramy has in this is size of the glutes. Strided glutes. Hadi has strided glutes too, but his hamstrings, much more diced and peeled. Hams and the lower lat insertions. Sorry, sounded like Kermit the Frog there, for goodness sakes. Yeah, look at the shape, guys. X-frame. When you compare them, Ramy's big old hips and big wide waist sticks out like a sore thumb. Talk about aesthetically pleasing back shots. Here's the finals. There are so many inches of thick, raw, unmitigated meat hanging from Hadi's back here. It is just so obvious to me that he is the better man. Hamstrings, peeled, diced, glutes. I like the color of his tights too. Kind of a metallic-y. Of course, Ramy's got those too. We don't need to be discussing tights. We need to be discussing the muscle separation and the traps. Hadi is just clearly the better man. Rear double bicep, maybe not quite as noticeable. And that's funny because this is a much worse shot for Ramy than the rear lat spread is for himself. But it is the same. Same could be said about Hadi. His rear lat spread, very dominant, but the rear double bi, maybe not his best shot. Still, genetically speaking, the lat insertions, cleaner, neater than Big Ramy possesses. But look at the girth. Look at the width of his delts, Big Ramy. I mean, the guy's as wide as a barn door. That's what Tominator says. Still, though, those hamstrings of Hadi Choopan, and if you recall, the matchup I did between the three Hadis, 2019, clearly had the biggest set of wheels. Here is the finals, ring-a-ding-ding, and we're reaching an end to this one, guys. And I am strongly believing that Hadi Choopan is the better man between these two. And I don't want to ruffle any feathers. Hey, take a good look at all of these poses, and keep in mind, a lot of people claim the only reason Hadi lost was because of the Jimmy rig. Jimmy Big Rig, the delts, Jimmy rigged. And I don't think that it was as clear here, or at least you could argue that it's not as evident as any more evident than anybody else. You know what I'm saying, guys? Abs and thigh. Just like that time that Lance Armstrong, he got caught for juicing. How many of the other clowns were on the juice, too? Sorry, I didn't mean to call them clowns. Could be an endearing term. I don't like this comparison, obviously. I mean, Big Ramy's hitting it to spec, but he doesn't have the ab separation that Hadi has. Of course, Hadi's not hitting it to spec. Here's the finals for Choopan, but not for Big Ramy. You'll notice the sizing, again, can get tricky. Big Ramy, he holds his pelvis back, and he sticks his legs out, and he bends his upper body up, or downward. Creates more of a V-taper, I think, in the lats. Of course, it takes away from his height. And Hadi, you're not going to defeat Hadi Choopan in the abs and thigh. He's got such a good quad. Unbelievable, actually. And those abs, more cut, more separated than Nick Walker himself. Anyway, Nick gets a name drop. Most muscular, and this is self-explanatory. You want to know who's winning, who has the more muscles, who has the bigger muscles, who has the more clearer muscle separation, and who is the most aesthetically pleasing, who's thrown together the better, who has the better balance. All of those questions can be answered. Hadi Choopan. Definitely Hadi Choopan. From the abs to the pecs to the delt separation, clearly the better man in condition, even muscularity. The only thing Ramy has is size. And this is the final say in this one. And not too many people ever could argue this one. that Big Ramy's defeating. And keep in mind, this is your chance for Big Ramy to win, and the most musculars, right? You know, because he's big. And Hadi Choopan taking him to school. No pun intended. I mean, the guy is head and shoulders above Big Ramy, and that's too darn bad. He didn't bring this pack each, but there's still time. I mean, can you reverse your if you did your little delt, jimmy rig? Can you reverse that? Put some muscle back in there. Anyway, guys, I like Hadi Choopan, and I like 2019 Hadi Choopan. Maybe the best he's ever brought to the stage, and maybe the best he ever will. Who knows? Who knows? Good enough to win the Olympia in 2021, I believe. Hit thumbs up if you agree, and if not, well, maybe give me a thumbs up anyway. Subscribe to the channel at least, and you get more comparisons like this one. Updates on all of the IFBB events. Have a great day, guys.